So this is going to be a video about my 2013 Ford Expedition King Ranch. Yesterday I parked the car in a drive-in and I couldn't get it out of park. And I was stuck. There's nothing I could do to get this thing out of park. And I had to get towed. Got it towed home. And this is going to be a real-time repair on why I couldn't get this gear shifter out of park into reverse to move this. So here goes our real-time diagnosis and repair. So before getting it towed, I took this little plug out of here and we tried to work that little mechanism in there so that you can get this out of park. This is supposed to be an override thing, but apparently it didn't work because it was broken. 2013 Ford Expedition. Just got the thing towed back to my house. I was in the drive-in and I put it in park. Put it in park, and when I went to go again, it wouldn't get out of park. So basically it was as if the key wasn't in. So even now, see, the thing is running. It won't come out of park. So I had to have it towed. I mean, who would have thought? I mean, I'm stuck in the drive-in. I can't even push it out of the way. Everybody's honking, you know. What a stupid car. Just, you know, you can't do anything with it. You're stuck. So I had it towed. I brought it home and took this whole thing apart. You got to pry this little trim ring off around the shifter. It just pulls up with a knife. Then there's a nut right here, a bolt, I mean. You got to take that off, and then this whole thing just pops right off. So in here, stupid thing, in here there's a, you can't even see, right there. That's the lever that you press when you're trying to shift this thing. Well, underneath that, right there, is a little thing that you have to push in, and then you can get it out of park. Okay, so if you're ever stuck and you can't get these Fords out of park, you got to take this whole stupid thing apart and you just push it in here, and then you take your other hand see? Now I can drive it. Okay? But if you don't have tools with you, you're stuck. You can't go anywhere. See? Now I can get it reverse, neutral, drive, everything works fine. Don't dare put it in park because you'll never get it out of park again. See? So, watch. See? Can't get it apart. Now, what's causing this? It's not hard to figure out. It's the brake lights. If you don't have brake lights on your vehicle, when you step on the brake, and you don't have power going through there, this little actuator doesn't move on its own, and it doesn't allow, there we go, now it works. See? It's intermittent. It is, I have an intermittent problem. See, now it works. See that? Now it works fine. It goes up and down like it's supposed to because that little tab is out of the way. See? It works great now. Why? Why can I shift it out of park now and not before? Well, I think it has something to do with the brake light switch. Because when this thing wasn't operating properly, I didn't have brake lights. Right now, I don't know if I have brake lights or not. Under the dash, there's supposed to be a brake switch here. So, here's your brake pedal right there. You follow that arm up here, and right there is a brake switch. Now I gotta figure out how to get it out. But there's a connector right here. So I ought to be able to test these wires to see which ones have power and which ones come on, and send the power from this switch back to the brake lights. So let me get my test light and we'll check this switch in the car. So I got a test light on this switch right here, this blue wire. The test light shows it lights up red. Okay, so I got power going to the switch. When I step on the brake with my elbow here, see, that light just went off. Okay, but I put it to each terminal. It's not lighting up. So there's no power coming out of the switch. So I think I have a bad switch. So I'm going to take that switch down somehow. Figure out how to take this down. Yeah. As soon as I figure out how to take this switch down, I'll make it start this video camera again, because I can't. Oh, there we go. You just turn it. You just turn this stupid thing. Alright. So now that I have this brake switch in my hand, I can push this on and off. And see if it works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this little tab in here. Now I'm going to pull this sucker off. And of course, now, since the brake light switch is not on, probably not going to be able to start this thing and shift it out of park. No, can't shift it out of park. So that's normal. I understand. Can't shift it out of park because of the brake light switch sitting here in my hand. So I'm going to take this thing apart and find out what went wrong with it, because this is the stupidest thing in the world. Ford decided, oh, if your brake light switch fails, you shouldn't drive because you got no brake lights. You could have given me a stupid warning signal on the dash that says, oh, sir, your brake lights don't work. You need to go get them fixed. No, they got to shut the whole car down so you can't drive it, and so you're stuck in the drive-in at the pharmacy, being a pain in the neck to everybody. You got to get towed for $100 back to your house, all because of Ford doesn't want you to drive when you got no brakes. Unbelievable. I'm not happy. But in conclusion, every 5 years, if you have a Ford, just replace this, whether it's bad or not. It's like 30 some bucks. Take you 5 minutes to change it. Just change it. 5 years from now, I'm gonna set an alarm on my phone so that it'll notify me to change this stupid switch, because it's gonna go bad, because it's junk. My 74 Ford station wagon lasted a little bit more than 5 years. It had a brake light switch that lasted probably 30 years. It's probably still working.